Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another video, and I've got something pretty darn cool to share with you here. I'm sure some of you have seen this before, of course. It's older. It is a Hot Wheels Boulevard 30 car set. I picked this up at my local meet for a steal of a price. Basically, I sold a few things while I was there, was able to get the money to go ahead and go and buy this. I paid $100 for this set. And I know, based on eBay sales and stuff like that, that was a steal. He was only asking $100 for it. I didn't have the money to do it, but I sold some stuff at the meet. And then I'm like, you know what? I basically traded for this, is essentially what I did. So it didn't cost me any money really out of pocket, other than it did cost me some cars that I already had, mostly mainline stuff that I just sold. I sold a bunch of. So pretty awesome. To go ahead and get this. The other cool thing about it is I don't have a lot of cars in this Boulevard, the older Boulevard set. So we're going to get right into it. It's 30 car set. I don't really know the history of when it was available or where it was available. I know the cars on the top there are exclusive to the set and can be some pricey ones, especially that Hudson Hornet. It seems to be a very expensive model. When you look that up on eBay, the Porsche 914-6 is another one that can get up there in cost. But we've got all 30 here to look through. And of course, we're going to open it. I'm just going to show you real quick. Here's the... We got some exposure issues there. But there's, from the glare there, but this is what the top of the thing looks like. I'll see if we can tone it down. There we go. So... there's that right there, looking all right, and yeah, so pretty cool set. So you got that. I'll show you the back of it real quick here too. So there's the back of it. Just lists the cars on the back as well. So it was a HotWheelsCollectors.com item, it appears. That's how it was available. Copyright date on this is 2012. Assuming this was available in 2013 is when you could have purchased it from HotWheelsCollectors.com, which is, of course, now basically Mattel Creations, Redline Club, you know, all that. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and look at it. I'll show you the side of the box real quick. It's a big box. It's huge. It's pretty heavy, obviously, because it's got 30 premium cars in it. So they're all metal, metal on metal, rubber tires, all that good stuff. And we're going to open it. I don't know exactly how it opens, but we're going to figure that out right now. Let's see here. I got a blade. We're going to cut the non-returnable stickers on this. And... okay, you actually have to rip this thing open, I think. I'm going to cut both sides just to, but yeah, I think you actually have to, like, rip the box open. So there's really no going back. We're destroying the box here. Well, I guess you could reseal it if you really wanted to, but you put it back together. I've seen some people on eBay actually just selling the box as well, which I thought was kind of wild. Let's go ahead and pull this out. All right, so that's what we're left with now. Getting the big box out of the way. Pretty thick cardboard on that box. All right, moving that, and then how are we going to get the cars out? Let's go ahead and angle the camera down here a little bit. Do this here. Slide this forward. Okay. Let's see. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Hang tight. All right, let's continue to get into this thing. Let's see here. I'm going to keep the box handy just as a list of the names of the cars, just in case I have an issue and I can't figure one of them out. Move that over to the side. Hopefully this camera angle works a little bit better. So it looks like we can pull that out. Little background piece there with the cutouts of the cars. And then we can pull this out. There's that. And if you guys want to know what this set typically goes for, just look it up on eBay. Oh, and then there's a cardboard. I'm actually going to leave that cardboard in the back there. See if we can pull. Here we go. Pull this out. Is it taped somewhere? Or does it just fit really tight? I'm not sure here. Come on. There we go. Wow. All right. Now we get a pretty glare-free view of the cars, which is real nice. And I don't know if the cars, they are in order, I think, of what they are. So this would be, we're going to go like reverse all the way through here. All right, so we got this one first. This is the Edsel. Let's see if we can get her to focus there. There we go. Man, very cool. It's a cool car. It's a cool casting. So we can adjust our exposure a little bit here. That's better. Very neat. Very neat indeed. So it's cool. Metal on metal. This is a nice version of this car. So all the cars down here are available as individual packs of Boulevard. So they're not quite as special as the top 5, but still, I didn't have this car, and I think this is a really cool one. So this is definitely a winner. So we'll kind of keep track, I think, as we go of how many I'm like excited to get and how many I'm not so excited to get. The other one is a custom 56 Ford F100. This one's not really my cup of tea, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. A little messy kind of tampo action up there up front, but not bad, not a bad looking one. I don't have it, so I'm excited to get that one. Let's the DeLorean. This is a sweet one. This one's tight in there. I actually had this one already, but having a second one loose. Well, I mean, the other one's loose too. What am I saying? But you know, I am still excited to get this one too. I'm pretty sure I've got one of these. I got to double check, but I'm almost positive I do have the Boulevard version of this car. And this is a great version to have because it's just like Zamac, and then it's just, you got the details up front, the details in the rear, and it looks really good. So this is a fantastic version of the DeLorean to get. Probably one of the best ones, aside from one of the convention ones where it's got the opening doors. But that is really slick right there. Then we got an AMC Rebel Machine. Don't think I have this one. So this is another big time winner for me. So I really didn't go after trying to get this Boulevard series. Go back in time and try to get it, because obviously I didn't collect during that time. So there's a lot of these I don't have. I have some of them that we'll get into when we go. And I think I have that DeLorean. This is another winner though for me. This is the AMC Rebel Machine, and then the Olds 442. I don't believe I have this one either. So pretty awesome to nab that. Very, very cool. Really neat. So I'm sorry, I'm making some camera adjustments here as we go. But yeah, really, really cool. Really cool. Old 442. Did not have that one. Looks pretty good in blue. Looks pretty awesome. And then this one is totally a winner. This is the GTO wagon, and I think I have this one already. So because I think I have this one, I'm going to put this one on the other side. I got to double check, but I'm almost 100% positive that I've got this GTO wagon. I think someone else pieced out one of these sets some other time, and I think they sold all like the exclusive ones or the expensive ones separately, like on eBay or something, and then sold all the individual cars, the loose ones, at one of our monthly meets, and I believe that I picked this one up from that. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I ever had it carded. I think it was from one of these sets. This one, the Gangsta Grin. I mean, I didn't have it, so it's a winner, I guess, but really not a casting that I'm crazy about. And it's a fantasy car, right? I think it is anyway. Maybe it's based on something. But it's ugly. I don't like it. And I'm putting it over here. And then we've got this one. This is definitely a winner. I did not have it. This is the Honda Civic Coupe in teal. And this is a good one to get because I did not have this one. So I did not have this car. This car can be expensive, I believe. And to get one out of this set, really big score there. So, I mean, realistically, I paid, if you want to think about it, I paid a little over $3 a car. $3 per car for 30 cars. I think I did pretty darn good. You guys let me know. And then the next one we get is the 49 Drag Merc. And I do not have an example of this casting at all, so I'm going to say this is a winner. Very, very cool. It's in gold and white. And it's an interesting cat. Oh, wow, it's got a wheelie bar that appears to be able to flip out. I'm not going to do it, actually. Well, it does do it. You'll just have to trust me on it. This one, you can pop this out, and this will flip out, and it'll have a wheelie bar. Kind of a cool casting. Never had one of these. So this is a new tooling for me, which is cool. Very cool. And then we got the Pack and Pacer. This one just came out recently. Beavis and Butthead. So that is pretty neat. Digging that. Did not have it. So that is a winner too. Kind of a goofball casting. It's got the engine in the back there. And yeah. Pretty goofball casting, but it's still pretty neat. Pack and Pacer. Digging that one. So another winner, I guess. So then we got this guy. This is the 57 Chev Bel Air. Did not have this one either. Another winner. This one has does it have an opening hood? Yeah. There's the engine there. I don't want to pop it up too far. But yeah, nice to check this one off the list too. So again, this is all going to be available in single packs. They were available in single packs. So you are able to find those if you just want this one car. It's an easier one to get, but still a score for me. And then this guy I already had, but the one I have has a ton of package rub right up here. This one's got a little bit too, but this is the Hotbird, or 77 Pontiac Firebird, sorry, not the Hotbird. But very, very cool to get this now in the Boulevard one. I already had it, but this will be an upgrade from the one I have, because the one I have has like some severe package rub on the top there. This one's got just a smidge of it, but not anything to complain about, so I am happy to get this model. And this model is another one that can be kind of pricey if you're trying to get it separately in a single pack. Then we got the 65 Mustang. Did not have this one. This one's got a little flub right there. A little extra paint. A little extra tampo from the gold, or paint from the gold. Did not have this one, so this is another score. Opening hood on this casting. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty decent. Digging it. We'll put that over there. This one I didn't have either. This is a Challenger. Or it is a CUDA. Yeah, CUDA. AR CUDA. Did not have this one in Boulevard either. Really cool. So this is a really kind of sick looking car. I like that it's the silver with the black stripe action in the black hood. Looks really good. Man, just a stellar. I'm happy with this purchase. I'm so happy with this purchase. And considering the fact that I really didn't spend any money on it, you know, I just literally like traded a bunch of mainline cars that I had held on to for a while. I mean, there's some desirable castings, and you know, just a bunch of different people bought them and was able to do this. So quite fantastic indeed. 55 Corvette. Another one I didn't have. Very cool to get it. Good version of this car. In a proper color for it too. Red interior. Cool casting. Looks pretty good. Not a casting I collect, but I'm still happy to get a nice example of it. That's pretty awesome. Next is, what is this? This is the Chrysler Airflow. And originally I was going to say not into it. Kind of a crazy car and not into it at all. But the fact that it is kind of a licensed model, I kind of like it now. So it's custom 34 Chrysler Airflow. So it is like a custom version of whatever the real car would be. And I'm not familiar with anything from the 30s, really, when it comes to automotive stuff from the 30s. I have no clue whatsoever anything about them. But so this is kind of cool though, because I didn't have this tooling before from Hot Wheels. Now I got an example of it, and I really don't know how many times this thing's been actually used. I don't remember ever seeing it, although I probably wouldn't have looked twice at it until now. But there's that. We'll call that a win as well. Why not? And then we've got a Camaro. This is the concept, right? Yeah, Chevy Camaro concept. The paint transition there is not the greatest. But again, I think I have this tooling maybe with like a plastic base. I'm not sure. But definitely didn't have this car. So not terribly excited about it, but it's still really cool. And would I paid $3 just to get something like this? Sure, definitely would have. So I'm going to say that's a win. And then we've got a Camaro. This one's pretty killer. First I thought there was something wrong up there, but there's not. It's just Chevrolet. And this is the Copo, right? 69 Chevy Camaro. I don't know if it was like the Copo. No, it's not. Yeah, just 69 Chevy Camaro. Good version of this car, though, in blue. Looks pretty awesome. I imagine that the carded Boulevard one of this, it may not go for like a premium, but I bet you it's more expensive than $3. I'm just going to guess. It probably is. More expensive than $4 even. So, pretty sick. Yeah, I'm digging that. That's pretty awesome. Really cool. And then we got a Pontiac Firebird. And you know I'm going to say this is a win, except for the fact I do already have this one, thankfully. So I've already got this one in orange. This is the 67 Pontiac Firebird. I've already got it. I'll have to check and see if this is an upgrade to it. But I will find out. And either way, would I pay $3, $4 for an extra one of these? Sure would. So, I mean, really it's a win, but I'm going to put it over in the duplicate area here. And then we've got this one. This one's really cool. This is the Duster Thruster. So this thing is pretty awesome. It's a Plymouth Duster and pretty cool. This like goes right in line with kind of like the Drake Strip Demons cars and would look good with those. Kind of got a vintage racing look to it. And I like it a lot. So I am glad to get this one. This is a pretty cool one. I have no idea what the individual Boulevard carded one goes for. It would be fun just to look these cars up, just to see what individually each one of these goes for carded as a Boulevard. And I don't collect carded, right? So I collect loose. To get mint loose cars is completely ideal for me. And the money I saved on buying this instead of going after these individually, quite a score, if I do say so myself. I'm not trying to toot my own horn too much, but I was pretty fortunate that no one else jumped on this before I was able to sell some stuff to afford it. All right, so we got one more row of standard Boulevard stuff before we get to the exclusives. This is the Chrysler turbine, and I did not have an example of this casting ever. So this is a big time score for me. 63 Chrysler turbine. Very nice copper color. Copper interior too. Kind of orange interior. Black top. This casting must have not been used very much because I do not remember really seeing it much at all. Maybe one other version, I'm not sure, but I'm going to guess it has not been used a lot. And this is another score, definitely. All right. Okay, what else we got? We got this guy, 41 Willies. This is actually pretty sick, too. Digging the paint job on it. Not really a casting I would typically go after. If I saw this as a carded Boulevard, though, and someone was selling it for cheap, I would totally pick it up. And getting it again for like $3 to $4, somewhere a little over $3. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Pretty freaking cool. I mean, I don't think there's really a car in here I wouldn't pay over $3. I wouldn't pay about $3 for, except for maybe that gangster grin thing. That's the only one that I'm like, bleh. But I'm gonna keep it just, you know, because I have the set. So we'll keep it. I am gonna toss this though, unless I don't know if there's any reason I should hang on to this. No idea. I know there's someone that was selling the box on eBay for whatever reason. I don't know. That seems crazy to me, but who knows? This one I definitely already have. This VW Bug. I might even have two of these. So I will check, of course, just to see if there's any tampo. This one's got a little bit of an issue right here. But I will check if there's any tampo issues with any of the other ones I have, just to make sure I'm not making a mistake by, you know, trading this one away or getting rid of it or whatever I'm going to do with it. I'll probably just keep it, to be honest with you. But I will check to see if it's an upgrade from one that I have. You always got to look for quality issues, and when you collect loose, I really nitpick the castings if I got two of them and select the best one. So that's pretty cool, but I put it over in the duplicate area here. And then we've got this guy. This is the 32 Ford. Not a casting I'm terribly excited about, but definitely cooler than the Gangster Grin. This one I probably wouldn't look twice at, if I'm honest, trying to pick one up. But I'm still happy that I got it. I'm going to set it over here just because I'm running out of room on the other side. But yeah, a cool car, I guess. And then we got the A-OK. This is an older casting, and I think it's actually kind of cool. So, side story, I collect the original Real Riders. And getting an original Real Rider casting of this A-OK is like a grail piece. Pretty rare. So, rare to get in any affordable way. But anyway, this is kind of neat too. A-OK Taxi. I like it. I think it looks good. It's a good version of this car. Great version of this casting to keep and hang on to. So, it's a win. It's a win. This whole thing's a win, let's be honest. All right. Exclusives. Starting with the Futura, which is like the original Batmobile, right? Or the original Batmobile was based on the Futura. So this is pretty sick, actually. You know, it's goofy. It's got purple windows. It's concept carish and all that stuff, and it does look pretty crazy. But I am gonna say I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to get this version of it. Pretty awesome, and it's exclusive to the set, so it's got to be somewhat of a difficult one to get a hold of. I don't know how many of these sets that they sold. I have no idea, but they're expensive if you want to get it. And of course, to try to get it for just a car or two cars out of it, that would be silly. But this one right here, this Hudson Hornet, this is like the highlight of the whole set. So this Hudson Hornet is one that's exclusive to this set, and it is quite desirable and very expensive to try to buy, even on its own. So this car alone can sell for what the price I paid for this whole set. And we've got just little tampo flaws, but nothing to be mad about. Junimai on the top there. So this is a pretty killer acquisition. I am very happy to get this car. I mean, it just when you look at the set, your eyes just get drawn to this Hot Wheels Hudson Hornet. It is a really cool version of this car. Super cool. So very happy to get that one. Then we got the Amphicar. And this is kind of cool. It's not the coolest thing in the world, but it's a boat. It's a car. It's an amphibious vehicle. It's an Amphicar. Hey, not upset about it. Glad to have it. It's pretty nifty. And this is the exclusive one of the set. So, long story longer, too. I believe all these castings, by the way, were released in the Boulevard Carded series, but in maybe different colors. At least I know the Hudson was. I'm pretty sure the Hudson was anyway. And the Futura might have been. I'm almost 100% positive this one was released in a different color for the regular carded releases. Pretty sure it was. I'm not sure on this Porsche, though. So this is an expensive one, too. This is the Porsche 914-6. Not the coolest Porsche casting ever, but to get this thing in green from the Boulevard set is a definite score. And it appears to be pretty much perfect. I don't see any issues with the graphics. A little flashing back here in the metal, but nothing to complain about with this. Fantastic version of this car. Fantastic score. Loving it. All right, that is really good. And then lastly, we got this one, which I'm not very excited about. This is the Fangula, and it's a fantasy casting based on some hot rod thing, or it might even have been a real hot. I have no idea. Not my style of vehicle, but pretty nifty nonetheless. Not complaining about it. And there you have it. So we've had 30 cars opened up in this set. That's a pretty desirable set. And I'm going to say this is definitely the highlight, right? It's these two cars right here that are the massive highlight of the set just because they're not available in single packs. So those two are quite the highlight, but the other ones that I really like, the DeLorean's awesome. Obviously the Firebird is great. Both Firebirds are pretty good. This Duster is really cool. The Futura is pretty neat. The Civic, this is another one that's pretty expensive, so by default it's not the coolest looking car, but to try to get it is not super easy, so yeah, so we like it. So pretty neat. I've got some other Boulevard cars in my collection. Some of them are difficult to find. I think the only one that's really, really expensive that I don't have that I can recall is the Datsun 510 wagon. I think that's the only one that I really don't have. I've got the yellow Porsche 993 GT2. I've got that car. That one's quite expensive. I got the Ford GT40. I think that one's somewhat pricey too. Or not GT40, the GT-LM car. But anyway, I've got a lot of the ones I want. I don't think there's much else out there that I really need, but besides that Datsun 510 wagon, but of course that's going to be ridiculously expensive. So that's it for this. Hope you enjoyed this video. I was super stoked when I got this, when I was able to just pick this up. I can't even believe that I debated it, whether or not to even buy it. And I'm so glad that I did because, makes for a good video. This is a really sick one too, by the way. Makes for a really good video, and it just got to add some, particularly two cars there to my collection that would have otherwise been very, very difficult to add to my collection. And I think, as a result, we ended up with some really cool castings that I probably wouldn't have thought to add to my collection, or really thought to go after, like this Camaro, this Edsel. So just stuff I wouldn't have really thought about seeking out but we ended up having, and I'm happy with having them. So pretty awesome. Really good score. And yeah, that's it. So thank you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, of course. And thank you guys very much for watching. Again, another long one. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good day.